Hey good buddies, what's up and welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Review. I am your good buddy Roger.
And I am your good buddy Brandon.
And man, it feels good to say review again.
It doesn't it though?
Yeah,
it's been so long.
Man.
We've been gone.
The Good Buddies Anime Show. We're gonna try and do another one of these remote recordings, but we're gonna try to do an official review of an anime that is near and dear to our heart and the channel. This will be our third time talking about it, as the second season has come out. It is High Score Girl 2, which is very apropos because so much of the show revolves around Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yep. It's one that, previously we've quite liked. If you have not seen it or have not seen our reviews prior, go check those out because you're going to get a whole lot more of the characters and us talking about them and them introducing them into the show and our initial thoughts on them there. But we're going to just highlight off of that for this one, and I'm excited to talk about it because it's a really good show. But Brandon, do you want to try and dust it off and tell them how we're going to do this thing?
Let's tell them how we're going to do this thing. I forgot this was going to happen. I'll be honest, it's been so long since we've done a review. So fully winging it at this point. But Roger, what we're going to do here is we're going to describe this show. We're going to tell our good buddies a little bit about it and tell our good buddies listening whether or not we, their good buddies, think they should check it out by giving it a final review of recommendation. And we've got a little scale here.
Yeah.
Got a little
10
scale.
whole
And
stars, baby.
Roger, if it was just straight up trash, what would you call that?
I call it an anime, maybe not.
Well, if it wasn't the worst thing you'd ever seen.
Anime.
It was average. It was fine. Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, my God, it's anime, maybe?
What if it was pretty good, though, actually?
Anime, most definitely.
But, Roger, if it was so good...
That would be animazing.
It would be amazing. It would be amazing. And the way we get there is, of course, we have a little scale that we're going to go on. 5 different categories, 2 stars each for a total of 10 stars, because that's how math works. Roger, what is that first category we're going to judge this bad boy on?
The story and setting.
The second category, Roger.
The characters and development.
Número 3.
The art and animation.
Number 4, please.
The soundtrack.
And finally, that good Buttles Riggy Room, that 5th category, that je ne sais quoi.
That good Buttles Wiggle Room, that would be the je ne sais quoi, baby.
You know I love me a good Buttle. But that is what it's going to be. We're going to go back and forth on these. We're going to talk about it a little bit. And, let me hit you with a quick pitch. Okay. You see the first one? It's like that, but more.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Adding
There's not a whole
to the
lot
story.
to go on. There is quite a bit added. We have a few characters that were introduced in the OVAs, the kind of in-between sessions, that come back and have a pretty major role. You get a lot more backstory. You get some some pretty intense stuff happening, actually.
Yeah. Some really heavy moments. I would say the heaviest moments of the entire show almost are in, bar maybe 1 or 2 in this second season. Quite so.
And, but yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot else to kind of billboard here. If you have seen High Score Girl Season 1, you kind of have an idea of what to expect with Season 2. If you have not seen High Score Girl Season 1, check it out. The show's quite good.
Yeah.
But let's jump on into it. Let's talk about that story and setting proper.
Yeah.
So how you feeling about it, man?
I really liked it. We get to see this season is more of it's Yaguchi. Now I'm messing up what I'm trying to say. Yaguchi.
You gooky little punk. Why you so gooky? You gooky.
Man, that doesn't sound right. I don't know if it means something bad, but it don't sound right to me.
It don't sound right, does it?
It sure does not.
I'm so sorry. Whatever it means.
I don't know. Yaguchi is coming together in the season. He's coming more into his age. He's learning more about himself, and from the extra stage, the OVAs or whatever, the feelings between Ono and Hidaka are starting to boil over.
Yeah.
They obviously, at this point, your second season, you know that both of them have feelings for him, and it is starting to come up, and they are looking to kind of settle everything. And a lot of it, I really like the progression in this, because it feels very natural, and it feels it's like really strong growth for all of these characters.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, and the setting wise, we get some more areas or whatever. And I noticed the just like the arcades and stuff like that. I don't know if it had been that I'd been away for a while or whatever, or the fact that they went to a new arcade. It seemed a little more like it was bustling a little more with characters that maybe weren't like, terribly important, but there were more characters hanging around that you got to see and get a feeling for.
Yeah. You definitely get some new stuff introduced. There's a few
I wouldn't say there's any new characters, any major new characters or anything like that.
Not really. There are a few, I would almost call them cameos from older characters actually who played a slightly larger role previously. But there's also a few little one-offs that, if nothing else, are very fun, very funny when they show up.
Yeah.
And sometimes do have a bit of impact on the story, but nothing so major. Mostly it is going to focus on our three, of course, Yaguchi, Ono, and Hidaka, and it's going to be just the story of them. And it really is.
Yeah.
It kind of does the two halves. Really, you could pretty much divide this into thirds, I think. You've got our guy kind of trying to find his place in the world and learning about himself, as you said. You've got the sort of showdown, the no loose ends, who's doing what here and what's the end game gonna be. And then there's a third bit that I don't really want to talk about because huge spoilers, but it's quite good. But yeah, basically it's more or less the story of the growth, the subversion and realization of this love triangle that's happening, and maybe, just maybe, my dude Yaguchi is finally gonna get his head out of his butthole and realize, oh, something's happening. Because I gotta tell you, he spent that whole first season and extra levels being completely oblivious.
To be fair, in the first season, it started when he was very young. He was like sixth grade.
True.
Now he's a junior in high school.
He's in high school later on, yeah. But they straight up you're watching him grow as you did in the first season. Yeah. But he spends a good half of this one also fully oblivious. Just completely what? I think I told you, I feel like if the two of them, if he would just say, hey, I don't know what's happening, but I like video games, then the two girls would just be like, oh, he's an idiot. Yeah. Okay.
I could push back a little on that, and I would say that when we did talk about it, you said there's a moment where things start to click for him.
Yes.
And I was thinking that it might have been earlier until I saw that, and I was like, oh, I thought to myself, I totally agree. But I do think there's a subconscious level that is implied that he does feel it. He just doesn't know it.
He just doesn't know what it is.
He doesn't know, and that's part of growing up too. I think. Right. I don't think everybody realizes, what love is or what it feels like right away.
Yeah, man.
He's stuck in doing what he knows what he likes.
I guess this is growing up.
Yeah. The
worst. But yeah, it do be like that. But yeah, that's the basics of our story. And you want to get into the characters a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there are no new characters, but there's so much growth that happens in this season.
As well, there should be, because just like in the first one, you see them go from being little kids in elementary to middle school. Now you're watching them middle school to high school. And they gotta, as they grow physically, they're growing emotionally, and you're seeing a lot more of that. It's quite good.
Yeah, you see Yaguchi or whatever, it focuses less on, I felt like in the extra stage and right at the end of the first season, it was focusing more on him working and kind of coming into adulthood, a young adult or whatever. And it focuses less on that. And I would say even so much it focuses less on him playing games as it does with him. It's really him spending a lot more time with his friends. Now the games and everything are still there, of course. You couldn't have High Score Girl without the fighting games and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
But there's a lot of time in the season where he is spent with his friends.
Yeah, totally. There's even a bit where without any huge spoilers, he ends up somewhat unwittingly part of this gang fight and kind of getting pulled in with some new friends who he doesn't really know or care about. There's also, I will say, one of my favorite things is that they were there previously, but their little like spirit fighters, Guile, Zangief, etc., etc., they are much bigger part. Like, they have so much more to say in this series than previously.
Yeah, there's a whole lot more shine on their avatar, I'll say, quote unquote, characters, especially Zangief and Guile.
Yeah, who, of course, previously we know, like, our boy Yaguchi is a total Guile guy. That's his favorite character. Ono, the, perhaps titular high school girl, loves her some Zangief.
Yeah.
And you find out why as well, and it's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
It really is. It really is. You get a good episode there where it's really diving into Ono's backstory.
Oh yeah, that was one thing I wanted to mention that I completely forgot to, is that you do get a whole, like, I think it's like the first episode is basically that first season, but from her point of view.
Yeah.
And that's such a cool touch that I didn't think I was going to get.
Yeah, what was really amazing about that first episode back in, because it's largely a recap episode.
Yes.
But man, it might have been one of the best recaps I've ever seen.
Yeah, it just adds a whole new depth and levels to this character who, I mean, she don't freaking talk.
Yeah.
So getting to see everything from purely her perspective, like having lived all that and now seeing it from another angle, it just works so well.
Yeah,
like,
and
surprisingly, shockingly well.
Yeah, I feel like we're firmly into talking about Akira Ono territory right now. And I would like to commend the show on really, like, doubling down on the fact that she doesn't talk.
Boy, oh boy, she don't talk.
She doesn't say a word for this whole goddamn show. The most you get is in the end credits of the second season, she's lipping some of the lyrics. Like 3 of them.
Yeah, that happens.
Which, like, the fact that they can make a character this likable that goes through 24 episodes without saying anything is, I think something really noteworthy. Like, it's impressive that it didn't really, to me personally, it never got old. It was her character, or it was a part of her character, and I really found it enduring. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
She speaks through her emotions. She not just her emotions, but her emotions. And when she's mad, they do such a good well at making a silent character.
They do a real good well.
Yeah,
they do a good well. You're right.
Yeah. Did I say that?
You did. They do such a good well.
We haven't reviewed in a hot damn minute. We're going back to the shorts, baby. We're going back to the shorts.
Oh, God. It's going to be so good. I just hope my audio doesn't suck this time. Anyway.
But yeah, she's a really great character. And let's go ahead and hit Hidaka for a minute. Because, man, does she have the powerful scenes.
Here's the thing, is like, so I'm gonna break here for a second. You ever seen or read Scott Pilgrim versus the World?
Yes.
You've seen the movie, Michael Cera and all that?
I've read the books and seen the movie.
Nice, me too. So there's a great bit at the end of that movie where he's gone through the whole thing. He beat all the evil exes. He's gonna end up with Ramona, blah 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 blah. And for a second, he looks back at Knives, who, and I'm drawing the parallel here, to High Score Girl. He looks at Knives, and Knives tells him, "Go get her. I'm way too cool for you anyway." Hidaka's so just way too cool for this dude. Yeah. Oh my God, I love her so much.
And she has, like I said, those powerful scenes, and you really like, in anime often they make that third wheel character seem really important, and you're just ready to kind of see him go and the main love story happen.
Yeah.
But man, it hurts. Because
no, I'm with you there.
Yeah, it hurts because you really do like Hidaka.
Yeah, that's the thing. And like very often, sometimes these shows will have like the third wheel will sometimes be like super annoying, or like it's so obvious that like the show wants you to root for this character over that one. Not so. Like I really Hidaka's just so good. She's just such a good character, and she is just as complex as everyone else. She is like, she has these feelings. She does have these moments where she's just like quiet and stubborn and doesn't want to admit what's happening. And then it turns around and then it turns right back. It's just, she's all over the place and it's freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
She's
and I think,
so good.
I think the people that created the show really liked her as a character as well. You know, it's not like Akira Toriyama and Vegeta where, you know, he doesn't like Vegeta. They like Hidaka so much that she is, the manga is finished, but the next iteration of High School Girl, the spinoff or whatever that they're going to be doing is focused on Hidaka. It's 10 years in the future with Hidaka as the center, which I'm very excited for. And High School Girl manga just started getting released in the States here. I'm pretty sure it's probably just started picking up everywhere else other than Japan, which, you know, obviously it's finished at, but I hope we get that manga here as well. I hope that we get a whole Hidaka season.
And I'm going to pick up that manga at my good buddy Roger's place of business.
Yeah, man. I feel very confident that that this is the end of High School Girl as far as the anime goes. We might get some, if we're really lucky, we might get some OVAs, and I would love it. But if it ends right here, which I think that it does, it was very good, and the characters really moved it for me. They won me over on this show. Like, everything about it, I can say 1,000 good things about the soundtrack, or the fact that I like the animation style, and you know, how much I really thought it was interesting. I see you shrugging over there, but at the end of the day, I liked it a lot, and I thought the second season they added a little more to it. I think it looked really good, but it didn't need any of that for me because these characters were so good.
Well, we have spent a lot of this talking about the first two categories. Do you want to move on to that art and animation, my dude?
Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about it since I kind of brought it up. I noticed a lot more in this season.
It's not bad. I've never have been, and I don't think I ever
CG, really.
I don't think I'm ever going to truly enjoy the CG. It's not.
I will say too.
It ain't the land of the lustrous, is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
but it is quite decent.
I wouldn't classify this as just CG either. I would call it a hybrid.
No, you're definitely right about that.
Which I think, you know, a hybrid take on it is a pretty good middle ground for people that don't like the full CG style. Like this, it does look interesting. And what I noticed a lot more in this season is the backgrounds. They would do this thing where they faded the background a little bit, and everything was wiggly, I guess. It was like very curvy. I don't know how to describe what I'm saying.
It was like if you've ever seen like home movies or that old kid show Squiggle Vision or whatever it was. It was like that, and then they just froze it.
But
it kind of threw me off, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, you'd have these super crisp images in the front of the characters, and then this. I thought it was a really unique thing, and I didn't notice it as much in the first season or the OVAs. It might have been there, and I might have just been adjusting to the animation as a style. You know, it's a truly unique style. I can't tell you anything else that looks like this.
Right, I'm in exactly the same boat because I started noticing that, and I was like, was that just always like that?
Yeah,
I really was not sure, but it's definitely like. It's not like I can't watch it. I'm just not a huge fan of CG. I will say that like there are a few moments when stuff gets particularly dynamic. I'm thinking one moment in particular where Ono's older sister is like wiggle dancing out of the house. That was pretty funny to me. The animation there is quite good, but like for the most part, it's just like, all right, there they go. They got them pumpkin heads. Like it's moving all weird. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's fine.
Yeah, I quite like it. I think it's very good.
Yeah. It's all right.
Okay. You want to talk about the soundtrack?
That was all right.
Yeah, I really like the end song. I thought the end song was great.
I thought the opening and ending was quite good. I thought the opening was
really good too. Yeah, I don't think I like this opening as much like the original season opening, but
that's the thing is like that the season 1 opening for me is High School Girl.
Yeah.
Not unlike you know, was it MHA, like the the Overworld opening,
Yeah.
is MHA for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm never going to be able to think of that without thinking of that song. I'm not going to be able to think of High School Girl without that first opening, and none of this really lived up to it for me. It's not bad.
I think
none of it's bad. It's different, but it's good.
The first opening was the same artist as the second opening. It's the same artist. It just the song sounds different.
No, I believe you.
Well, obviously it's a different song, but it still has like, it doesn't have that super clean sweepy guitar, but it does have the sweepy sound to it. It's just more electronic. It's a cute song still. I really did like the second song. I immediately went and found it and put it on my anime playlist. The closing song is really good. I like it as much as I like Doot Doot Kittens, you know. Which I will go ahead. I did have Vex, my anime partner in crime, my little couch otter, sitting with me for the whole time. It's like she freaking knows.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
If you watch any of the previous reviews, you know that I'm talking about my cat, who she is there whenever the anime is on. But I thought the sound design was really good. I think it's always been pretty good, especially with the way that they do the arcade. The way they do when they're outside or they're in school or when somebody's playing a game. The design and we should have mentioned in the video design or whatever, just how good, once again, the video game capture is.
Oh, it's quite good.
The fact that they're able to do all this stuff, it's all around really good, in my opinion. It's so good. But
I'm with you.
Yeah, I think that's about my opinions on both the video and the sound design. You got anything else you want to say, bud?
Not really. It's all quite decent. Once again, the sound effects from the video games are top notch. They're just squared right on.
Yeah. Even the clicking of the stick and the buttons or whatever, the Sanwa buttons.
Oh my god!
Like
when she hits
snap.
When she hits that little coin with the just flicking the stick with the one finger to get that spin on it. I mean, it's perfect. I'll
try to get my arcade stick so I can make the sound, but
this guy,
it's too far away.
But yeah, I just for me the opening endings are quite good. They just didn't quite hit me the same as the first ones. I do love them though; they're still fun. Yeah. But otherwise, yeah, it was decent all around. How about the je ne sais quoi?
The je ne sais quoi is that I feel like since I've seen the first season, and especially whenever I saw the OVAs, I've been screaming at the top of my lungs for people to watch this show. Because it's so, in my opinion, it's so damn good. And a lot of people I know will see the animation style and immediately discount it. You should not do that. I love this show. I find it consistently. I have an anime group for locally or whatever that I'd set up whenever I did anime nights and stuff at my old job. And, every now and then people will pop in there and be like, okay, time for those top 5 animes, yada, yada, yada. And I find that High Score Girl is on my list every single time.
Mm-hmm.
I love this show, and I can't recommend it enough. It's bumped other things out that I really, really, really enjoyed. It's hard for me to express how much I love this show. It's hard for me to really, when it's over, whenever something really good is over, like this season, you know that it's really good because it leaves almost a void inside of you. You're like, well, what now? Now that it's over, what am I going to watch now? Nothing is going to compare to that. And obviously you'll find something else that's good eventually, but if it doesn't leave that feeling there, then it's probably not as good, at least in my case, as I thought it was. And this one certainly left, I just sat there for a few minutes after it was over thinking about it. I watched the last scene a few times over. Then I immediately went to redbubble.com and bought me a High Score Girl shirt. Because I'm going to rep this everywhere. I work at a nerd store. I'm going to keep telling everybody about this because it's so damn good. I loved it. I love rom-com anime, and I love video games. I love fighting games. Your good buddy Brandon has been in my room a million times. He knows that I've got 15 fight sticks laying around.
He does. He really does. True story. True facts.
And I suck ass with them, but I don't care. It's fun to me. It's something that means something to me, and the fact that they were able to do mash these two things that I love so much together is really special, and I really and truly enjoyed this show. And I'll stop talking there. Good buddy, what is your je ne sais quoi?
Wow, I'm just so touched by the outpouring of emotion you have for this beautiful show that you love.
This is my one chance, unless they do some OVAs and we get to talk about it a fourth time.
Oh boy, we can only hope. For me, I gotta say, the first season I really enjoyed a lot, and of course, I'm gonna compare to the first season because it's the same show and et cetera, et cetera. But the first season I enjoyed a lot. There were some things about it I wasn't all that into. I mean, I don't have to tell you, the art style's never gonna quite do it for me. It's fine, but it's not really my thing. I will say that the depth, the further depth that these characters were given, really spoke to me. I really, really felt what with these characters, these little animated CG, goofy looking pumpkin head babies. I really felt what they were going through in the moments they were going through it. It really does manage to touch you. And yet, despite that, and this is one of the things I love so much about this show and about the medium in general, is it manages to be so touching and so heartfelt and so deeply character driven, still throw you some of the most hilarious crap you've ever seen. There's a whole bit where my dude has been playing Virtua Fighter, and his mom comes in, and he puts on the what's it called, the like CG Virtua Fighter like had these portrait series thing where it was just pictures of the character, whatever character, and music playing.
Yeah.
And there's one for Jeffrey, who is a dread-headed black man who fights real hard, and he's like fishing and driving in a truck and shit. And that is playing, and his mom comes in, he's like, what is this like erotica you're watching? And he's like, what? And it's
really funny.
It's like, and the whole time the music just keeps playing. This very soulful, emotional music just keeps playing with this dude singing.
Yeah, and they've just flashed back and forth to it. It makes it so funnier. Good. The longer it goes, the funnier it gets.
Like, that's the thing. That's what I love about it, is it has... The show not only has the balls and the willingness to go there in these situations, in these character-driven moments, but also has the balls to play the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, oh, it's playing and she walks in, haha, that's crazy, cut to something else. No, the whole damn thing plays.
Yeah.
Like, all, 4 minutes of this video game man fishing on the dock, shirtless, and my dude's just like, what? I like the music. Like, it's so good.
Since there's not gonna be a ramble, I would like to mention one of my favorite comedic parts of the show.
Hit me with it.
There are so many segments, but my favorite one, they do this a few times. My favorite one was where Yaguchi has a moment with Meow, his best friend, his best male friend, or whatever, where he starts confessing and talking about his feelings a little bit to him. And then the next thing you know, Meow is knelt down like he's in front of his ninja master giving a report to Makoto Ono, Akira's older sister, about what he has told him or whatever. And they're speculating, going back and forth on what it is. And they're like, it must be this. And then the whole time, the screen is black and then it fades in. And they're just doing it in the middle of the bedroom with Yaguchi and his mom there. It's so freaking funny. It's hilarious.
Like he was giving a secret report to the freaking master.
They had the pose and everything. It was amazing.
Oh my god. And the sister's amazing. You also get some pretty cool backstory with the sister that's like, damn, this is kinda all your fault.
Yeah.
Like, not really, but you get some information that's pretty interesting.
Sure.
But yeah, there's a lot, man. The show's just very, very good.
Yeah.
And I don't know how else to describe it. That's my je ne sais quoi. You want to hit these scores or what, big boy?
Let's do it, buddy.
How did you feel about the story and setting?
I gave it 2 points.
I gave it 2 points. How about them characters in development?
Oh, God, how can this... If there's anything strong in the show, it is this, and it is 2 points.
Yeah, 2 points for that one. How about the art and animation?
I gave it 2 points. Quite love it.
Gave it a 1, same as last time. How about the music and sound?
I gave it 2 points.
1.5 for me. Well, Roger, are you really going to do this to me?
Am I going all the way in?
How about that je ne sais quoi?
I gave it 2 points.
I gave it 2 points. So I believe that is a perfect 10 for Roger.
And I can see that people could debate that or whatever. I'm definitely using more of just exactly how much I feel about the show.
You have a personal stake here.
Yeah, as opposed to maybe, critically thinking about it. So if you want a good score or whatever, then you can average mine and Brandon's together and put that as mine. But, personally, my score is a 10. I loved it. It was perfect. Like I said, it hits that top 5 anime all the damn time. I can't stop talking about it to people. Like, I beg people to watch it. And I actually had this week a friend that blew through it, and he loved it, of course. But yeah, it's a perfect 10 for me. What does that take you up to, buddy?
That was, let me just recalculate it real quick. 8.5, which
8.5.
I actually double checked our scores from last time. I believe you had an 8.5 last time, and I had a 7.5.
I had a 9.5 last time.
You had a 9.5, excuse me.
This was for the extra stage or whatever.
For the OVA, update. Okay.
So I had a 9.5, and you had an 8.
So on the original, I had a 7.5.
Yeah. So
I know.
Progressively, we've went up every time.
It's gone up and up and up, man. It's a good show.
Yeah. It's a great show. It's a great show. It's a great damn show. Please watch it. If you haven't watched it, I mean, if you made it this far and you haven't watched it,
what's wrong with you?
You need to go hit it now.
Like, honestly, in this amount of time, you could have got through like a whole episode and part of the second one. So you definitely need to check it out.
And it catches you quick.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
But does that about do it for us, big boy?
That about does it for us. Next week, we'll probably sit down and record another short. I don't know what we'll go over. I was thinking maybe Ghost in a Shell, but we'll talk about it later. See what you want to do.
Maybe, I don't know.
No official announcement on anything yet. But
can hit me with more CG is your plan. I see.
Yeah,
how you
of
work.
course.
I see how you work.
We'll talk about it later. But we'll see what happens. We're trying once again to get stuff out more regularly or whatever. We took a break, whatever. We came back last week. And we're going to keep trying to push forward, keep it within, a 10-day time frame or something like that to where we get something new out. I'm excited to edit this one, get through it, and then you'll know soon enough what we're going to do. Brandon, do you want to roll out any of them plugs?
Yeah, let's just hit him with it. So, quick shout out to our good buddy Haas, a.k.a. Thomastastesbetter on Instagram for the closing theme on the YouTube portion of the show. Again, that's Thomastastesbetter, Haas. You can find him on Instagram, Thomastastesbetter, for the use of our closing theme on the YouTube, which we are calling, it's called The Buddy's Good. Is that right? Yes.
Buddy's Good.
I'm hitting you with the music up front. Mix it up a little bit, see how you feel about that.
Oh, our good buddy Haas has a new musical project that he's working on, and you should go onto YouTube and find it. Search Dungeon Witch. Dungeon Witch. I believe it's all.
That sounds badass.
It's awesome, man. Maybe I'll play a clip from it. I'll ask for some permission, but.
All right. Well, maybe you won't get that closing theme that we normally
we'll
have.
See.
Maybe
Either
we'll
way,
get some
it'll be coming from our.
We'll find out.
Yeah, it'll be coming from our good buddy Haas. But go check it out. Look up his YouTube channel. He doesn't have very many subscribers yet. He's only got one song, but I highly recommend that you search him out, find it, and follow his channel because he's a great dude.
Can shred.
Yeah, he's a great dude. He's an excellent musician, and I can't wait to see what else he creates. And we
absolutely
really appreciate what you've done for the channel already, bud.
Shout out to Haas. Thank you so much. We want to give another shout out to our good buddies Married with Seamonsters, a.k.a. the Mary Janes, for the use of our closing theme on the, our opening theme to the podcast, which is, of course, Paperdoll. They are on Spotify, but that song is only on marriedwithseamonsters.bandcamp.com, so check it out, download some stuff. It's all good to go, and it's all really great. Thank you so much for listening. Everybody on YouTube, we love you, we love you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to get some comments from y'all. We love getting questions and whatnot. Yeah. We will answer them on the show, when we can. But, of course, from all of us here at the Good Buddies Universe, I am your good buddy, Brandon.
And I am your good buddy, Roger.
Love you.
Love you.
All right, bye.
Love you, bye.